Come on in. Hello, I'm Yvette.
Hi, my name is John Amos. Nice to meet you.
You too, Mr. Amos. Welcome to Senior Services. Would you like to have a seat?
Sure.
Okay. I'm the social worker here at the agency. Would you like anything to drink?
No, I'm okay.
Well, how do you feel about today, coming in?
I'm well, just a little bit nervous about being here.
No need to feel nervous. Our session will last about an hour, and we'll just go over any problems or issues you may be having, and we'll kind of get to know one another. Does that sound okay?
That sounds good.
Before we get started, let's talk about confidentiality. Anything you tell me is confidential unless there's an intent to harm yourself or someone else. Any questions about that?
No, I understand.
Well, it's a nice day out today, isn't it?
It is.
What would you normally do on a day like this?
Well, if I had the time, I'd usually be outside or in my garden doing yard work. It's a good way for me to forget about things and not focus on my problems and get out there and relieve some stress and take my mind off of things.
I agree. I also have a garden the same, and it's a great way to take some of that stress away and kind of take some things off your shoulder. Do you agree?
Yes, I do.
Well, thank you for coming in today. What brings you in, and tell me a little about yourself.
Well, I'm 50 years old. I have no children and no siblings. I'm not married. I've worked for the same company, Sara Lee, for the past 15 years as a packager. When I'm not there, I'm usually attending church as much as possible and when I have the time. But currently, since my mother's fading health and her dementia, taking care of her, taking her back and forth to her appointments consumes a lot of my time. I'm struggling to balance my own personal life with the needs of my mother. I feel like I'm at a crossroads with really no other options. When it comes to my mother, and now, unfortunately, it's affecting my job. I'm hoping you can help me through this and come up with a solution.
Sounds like you are the main caregiver for your mother, and it's kind of a conflict at the moment because you're late to work or either you can't make it to work. Also, you don't feel like you have a life of your own at this point. Is that correct?
Yes, that's exactly it. With having to take her back and forth to her appointments, on those days I'm usually late, and on her bad days I usually don't even make it at all. I'm trying to remain loyal to my mother, but it's putting my job at risk. And it's hard to find the balance between taking care of her and having some time to myself.
When you say remain loyal, what do you mean?
Well, of course I love her and I want the best for her. But it's just very difficult right now. I just don't really have a life of my own, being 50, single, with no wife and no kids. I just feel really alone right now, with no one to turn to.
Sounds like you're giving 100% to your mother's care at the same time neglecting yourself. Is that correct?
Yes, that's exactly how I feel.
I felt the same way before my father passed away. I was his main caregiver and I had no one else, so I understand how it feels. I would like to help you through that and kind of take some of the weight off your shoulders.
I would greatly appreciate that. It's nice to have someone to talk to and someone in your corner. Plus you understand what I'm going through, having gone through it with your father.
Well, you seem like a strong individual. Also, your love and the way you take care of your mother says a lot about you.
I agree. I feel like it does. It's always been that way. I just try to take whatever comes my way and get through it the best way I know. By me being the only child, I've just always tried to be independent, and I've always been able to manage to hold down a job despite my obligations and keep God in my life.
Well, I noticed that you're very independent and you've been doing this on your own so far, so that says a lot about you.
Thank you. It's been rough after losing my father, I have had to do it only on my own. I guess I never really looked at it that way. It just came natural to me.
Well, are you close to any of your family members?
No, I'm not.
What's the relationship like with your family members?
Well, we're estranged and distant at this point. They take care of their immediate family, and I take care of mine. I've asked some of them for help with my mother, and I've even paid some of them to sit with her and monitor her while I'm away at work. But recently I've found out that the ones I've paid to be there have not actually been there, even though I paid them to do so. My mother is not always in the best of states, and her health is slowly deteriorating, so she just needs some help here and there.
Well, it must be very discouraging that your family members are paid to be there, yet they're not there. When you say your mother needs help, what do you mean?
Yes, I've stopped asking them for help at this point, and unfortunately I just have to take my chances, and hopefully she's fine when I call and check on her, or while I'm away or when I get home. My mother, she can physically get around, she can cook for herself, she can take care of herself, but unfortunately her memory is starting to fade due to her dementia. She forgets small things here and there, and I'm just afraid that once it gets worse, she'll start forgetting important things, and something bad could happen. Do you know if her dementia will get worse quickly?
It just depends on the individual. I've come across some that it just happens all of a sudden, and there are some where the process is very slow. Are you at all concerned about your mother's safety when you're away?
Yes, I'm afraid that she may forget, the stove is on, or she may have a fall, or, in the shower or something like that, and she's just not able to remember these things as her illness gets worse.
Well, it sounds like that's something we definitely need to address. What do you think, Ms. Adams?
Yes, I totally agree. While I have great neighbors who look out for us when they can, or when I'm away, they call and check in on us. And some of them even go as far as asking me if I need anything when they're out, or they'll actually come and sit with my mother when I need to run an errand.
Sounds like they have really stepped in to help you out. Must have a sense of relief with your neighbors stepping up.
Yes, I certainly do. They've been great people. They're quite remarkable. I can't thank my church enough and leave them out. They call and also check in on us and stop by from time to time. I've been very fortunate enough to step out and run an errand when they've stopped by and come for a visit.
Well, it looks like you have a great support system outside of your family based on your church and your neighbors. What about when you feel discouraged? Do you have them to talk to as well?
Yes, they've helped me quite a bit. When I felt like I didn't have anyone to turn to or really any strength left in me, they've been there for me.
Now, what about your job? Are you close to any of your coworkers?
Yes, I'm very close to my team members. They're really good people. My boss has been very understanding, and knowing that on my mother's bad days I might not be able to make it, and some of my coworkers, they've actually been able to cover some of my shifts when I haven't been able to, or also when I'm late. My boss has been very understanding about that as well.
Well, based on what you told me, it looks like you have a great relationship with your coworkers. Also, they think a lot of you.
I like to think they do.
You seem like a very hard worker.
Yeah, I take pride in my work. Before all of this, I was never really late. I was never late, actually. And I maybe missed a day here and there, but nothing like this.
So, to summarize what we've talked about, it seems like you're having trouble taking care of your mother on your own. Also, you're having a conflict with your job, being there on time and being able to make it to work, and you don't feel like you have any time for yourself.
Yes, very much so.
Well, Mr. Amos, I think you're on the right track. You have a great support system through your church and your neighbors. They think a lot of you. Also, you have your own independence. You've done it this far. You've done it so far by yourself. Plus the relationship that you have with your church members and your community.
You know, I never really realized how much support I had until you just pointed it out. At this point, I feel like if I could just get some help with my mother, maybe taking her to and from her appointments, or just someone there to come by and sit with her, so I wouldn't have to burden my neighbors or church members with it. That'd be a great source of relief, and then I could easily maintain my job and maybe even find some time for myself.
Well, it looks like if we get some resources started for your mother, everything else should fall into place.
Yes, I would say so.
Well, let me tell you a little about what we do today, what we do at our agency, and how we can help you today. We provide home care services, we provide Meals on Wheels. We also have a caregiver's lunch.
What's a caregiver's lunch?
Well, a caregiver's lunch is where we provide you with information. Also, other members provide you with information as well. So say if you come in and there are other caregivers, they may know about something that you don't. And you also learn information while you're there. And you can maybe even bond with some of them because all of you are going through similar situations. Does that sound interesting to you? Would you?
That sounds like something I could definitely see myself doing.
Great. So what we'll do is we'll get together later on this week and meet you out at your home with your mother and yourself when you have time. And we'll come up with a care plan. Afterwards, we'll get someone coming to your house to tend to your mother. The Meals on Wheels will be started as well. And they'll check on your mother when they stop by. Now, what about transportation as far as the doctor's appointment? Do you think you'll be interested in that as well for your mother? Kind of free up some of your time?
Yes, that would be a huge sense of relief. If I could just have someone to take her to and from her doctor's appointments, that would free up a great deal of my time.
Okay, for that, we would enlist the Shepherd Center, and what they'll do is they'll contact you and get those services started for you. Also, they do daily phone calls, so they'll call and check on your mother to see how she's doing. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Now, in the meantime, how do you feel you can get to work on time and actually make it to work before these services are started?
Well, I might be able to ask some of my neighbors or get some church volunteers to come in and sit with her or check in on her when I'm not there. That'd be something I could do for the next short while until these other services are started.
Now, how soon do you think you can get that started? Maybe give them a phone call when you go home, or?
I feel like right away I should be able to go home and call a few people and call a few church members and get them to maybe help out.
Well, based on what we've talked about today, do you feel there's anything else that we need to address?
No, the home care and Meals on Wheels will definitely help out, and the transportation for her appointments would be a big help. I guess I never really thought about my church members or neighbors sitting with her, but that will be something I can do and will be a great help for now.
Well, how do you feel about an assignment for next week, and we kind of set a plan and go from there?
Okay, that'd be good.
All right, well, how about this? How about next week you come back with information regarding how you were able to get out and maybe how long you were able to get out, what you did for yourself. Also, how many times you were late to work, and if you were not able to make it to work at all, based on the church members and the neighbors stepping in to help you out, and see if that makes a difference.
That's something I can do.
Okay. Well, that'll kind of give us a starting point, and we can see where we are with that. Sound okay?
That sounds good.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll meet next week for an hour as well. And what you can expect is we'll meet for the next month for an hour each week. Is that okay with you?
Yes, that sounds great. I feel really relieved and I've gained some much needed confidence, and you quite enlightened me on my situation.
How do you feel about our session today?
I feel great. I feel like this is really the next step forward and a step in the right direction.
Great. I enjoyed talking to you today, and if there are any questions or concerns you may have in the meantime, just give us a call.
Okay. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome, Mr. Ames. It was nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right. Don't be afraid to give us a call.
Okay,
I'll
no
see
problem.
you. All right. I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Okay.